and then my car goes too fast into the turn, and then the examiner has to intervene now because they think I'm going to crash into that van over there. There's a bit of confusion between when you are in control and when it looks like you're in control. And on this video, I'm going to show you the difference between the two. Lots of people are obsessed with coasting, and they think anytime you do a little bit of coasting, you're going to fail the test. And that is incorrect. If you coast, but the car still does what you want it to do, that's not going to be a serious fault. It's not going to be any fault at all. I'll show you an example. So if I'm turning into this road here, if I use my clutch down, I don't need to press my clutch, but if I do, and then my car goes too fast into the turn, and then the examiner has to intervene now because they think I'm going to crash into that van over there, that's going to be where you'll fail the test. Because you see there, when I pressed my clutch down, the car coasted down the hill and I was losing control of the car because it was going too fast and it was going towards the parked car over there. So that's when it's going to be a problem. But if you coast to a stop, I put my car into neutral and then I'll come to a nice gentle stop, just like here. It's not ideal to stop like this, but the car was controlled, so therefore you're not going to get a fault for that. So coasting in itself is not going to make you fail, but if you lose control because you're coasting, then you're going to get a fault. So I get a lot of people saying, oh, this person is steering with one hand, you're going to fail the test for that. That is not true either. So let me show you an example. I'm going to turn left here. So mirror, mirror, signal left. I'm going to do this one-handed. So I'm going to go towards the side that I want to turn, check my side, check both sides, and then I'll turn with one hand. And the car goes exactly where I was trying to get it to go to. So you can't get marked down for that. If the car does what you want it to do, how can they mark you down? Where it's going to be a problem is if the car goes somewhere else, or if you don't control it properly. Somebody could be driving with two hands on the steering wheel and still mess up worse than someone driving with one hand. Let me show you what I mean. Some people might do two hands like this, and then they end up like going towards this car and then doing something like this. Yeah. Having two hands on the steering wheel doesn't guarantee that you're going to have control of the car. What matters is, does the car go where you want it to go? That's the main thing. So even if you use two hands or one hand, as long as the car goes where you want it to go, that's the main thing. Don't confuse looking like you're in control with the car actually being in control. You might have also heard people tell you that you need to hold the steering wheel a certain way, like this, 10-2, and that if you don't do it like this, then you're not really in control of the car. Again, that's not true. If my hands are here, or one's here, or one's here, and the car goes exactly where I want it to go to, this is fine. You don't have to have your hands like this and be stiff and pretend that you got the car under control. What matters is that you actually have the car under control. Some people tell you that you have to use the handbrake, otherwise you're not in control of the car. The handbrake does make it easier, but having the handbrake on doesn't guarantee that you got control of the car. Let me show you an example. So let's say now I'm on this hill. If I don't use the handbrake properly, so right now I've got it on, but then if I release it and then try to move, you see the car still rolls back, because even though I had it on, doesn't guarantee that I've got it under control. Or another example is, let's say I've got it on right now, and then I might even try to move off with the handbrake on, and then it's going to make the car really struggle, and sometimes you might even stall there. If I want to go forward now, I don't want the car to roll back. So if the car doesn't roll back, even if without my handbrake, yeah, it means it's still under control. If I don't use my handbrake and the car rolls back, then that's different. Then that's not in control, because the car is not doing what I'm trying to get it to do. But if without the handbrake, I've got my biting point, look around, and then move off smoothly without the handbrake, the car is still in control because it did what I was trying to get it to do. You might also get some people telling you that you need to gear down step by step. So if I'm approaching this turn, let's say, they say, oh, first you have to go into second gear from third, and then when you get closer, then you go into first gear. Otherwise, you're not in control of the car. Again, that's not true. If the car does what you want it to do, you're in control. So let me show you. I'm gonna skip gear 2 and go straight to 1 so that you can see what I'm talking about. So right now I'm in third gear and I want to turn left at the end of the road. And I'm gonna do that in first gear once I get near the end, because I can't see properly on the left or the right. So I'm gonna go straight from third to first, but you see the car's controlled. I'm slowing down nicely. And then by now I'm gonna go into first gear as I approach the junction, check the sides, looking good, and then I can carry on. At no point there was the car not under control. The car was doing exactly what I was trying to get it to do. So you can't fail by skipping gears, whether it's up or down, as long as the car does what you're trying to get it to do. If I skip to the wrong gear at the wrong time and it causes the car to do something else, then it's going to be a problem. So like now, if I want to skip gears, but I'll skip straight to 4, for instance, and then the car starts shaking, it's vibrating loads, that's going to be an issue because struggling with the wrong gear for this sort of speed. Or if I know I'm slowing down and then I go into 1 a bit too early and bring the clutch up and slow the car down too much, that's going to be a problem. But if I do it in a way that's predictable and the car does what I'm trying to get it to do, then that's not a problem. So remember guys, don't confuse being in control with looking like you're in control. If the car does what you want it to do, then you're in control. If it doesn't, then you're not in control. It's as simple as that.